Mm. Hey guys, how's it going? We should be live.
Hi.
We should be live here now.
Okay.
Are you?
I don't know.
Notifications.
I haven't got my notification yet.
There it is. You guys are live now.
We are live now.
Yay!
Yay! Hobbyplex show. Oh, yep, there we go. We're live, just like that. Oh, my goodness. Hey, what did you do yesterday? Sunday.
Well, I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. and then, what else did I do? Slept. Well, my wife woke me up at 8. No, 8. Yeah, 8. 8 or so. And she was like, hey, what time did you get home last night? I said, like, 3:30. And she was like, do you want to go back to sleep? Because she was like, well, I wanted to see if you want to get breakfast, but you've only been sleeping for like 3 hours. And I was like, yeah, I sleep good. And I just rolled over and fell back asleep. And I slept till about 11.
I don't even remember yesterday.
Oh, I slept till old 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And OG 10.
I don't remember yesterday at all, hardly at all. I woke up. Emerson had to go be at work at the Plex at noon, and I woke up at 11:50, and we were all still asleep. And so I ran into his room like, you gotta get up, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, ah, and so I scrambled, got him to work. We were a little late. Came home, took a shower, tried to get something to eat, and then my buddy Jim wanted to come over and have me look at his crawler. So that was the first person I've ever introduced my personal crawler course to.
Oh.
And so I got my crawler out. I haven't even looked at my crawler since like November. And battery's still charged. So I went out there with him, and that was kind of fun. But we crawled for about an hour on my crawler course.
Yeah.
And then he left, and then I was going to get something to eat, and I sat in my chair, and the next thing I know, it was 6 o'clock.
What'd you have to eat?
Nothing. I didn't eat anything. I fell asleep.
Oh.
I was exhausted. And I don't even remember what happened after that. I know that I got up and did something, but I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
I know I was going to try to watch Supercross, and I still haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah. I was in the process of have this. I for once in a while, or for once in a long time, I have a spare speed control. It seems like anytime I get like a new battery, I'm like, ooh, I'll have 2 batteries finally.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave one plugged in and ruin it. It happens every time. Every time. So I just quit buying new batteries and stuff. So now that I have a new speed controller, I'm guaranteed to plug one in backwards. No, that only happened like once. No. There's an 8 scale. I did like 3 of them in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a bunch.
I think I'm gonna ditch my ESC and my motor out of my e-buggy.
I would.
Something's wrong. Something's not right with it. That last main, I got hung up on a pipe towards the end of the race, and I gave it gas, and my car didn't go anywhere. Like it was like the resistance shut everything down.
Huh? It's like a stock motor.
Well, it's either that or it could be my radio, I was thinking. Because remember, I was having a weird delay in my 10-scale car a couple weeks ago. And
I remember that.
I attributed it to my speed controller that I had gotten.
Oh, yeah. How long have you had that? You have an MT44, don't you?
Yeah, I had it a couple of years now.
2 years?
Maybe even longer than that.
I think it's longer.
Because when did I drop all my sponsorships and get rid of my Spectrum radio? That was, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I might have had it for that long. I've been thinking about getting a new one.
Dude, you should just get a like an M17 or something.
I'm bad with keeping radios in good shape though. So if I buy a $580 radio and I drop it or something.
Well, let's get like a stock Traxxas radio then.
No.
Like but I mean they all break. Like they're probably made to the same quality. Like what difference does it make what you get? Like it doesn't matter what you have, you're gonna trash it. Just like the radio you have now doesn't work. So
well, that's what I'm thinking. So it works, but I'm curious if this Saturday, because I switched all my stuff out I went back to Hobbywing. I'm curious to see if I feel it in this car with this speed controller. If I do, I bet you it's the radio.
You're gonna get a good radio, and you'll be like, "Wow, why didn't I do this earlier?
Well, I
Or
had a
do
good
this
radio.
a long time ago?" You know what I mean? Like you're gonna spend the more money on a next like a you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like and feel the difference.
Yeah.
Like you drive my car, like you think like you always say my radio's good. You don't have to get an M17, get a Futaba. Like isn't there a new Futaba out?
Dude, I have like 10 Sanwa receivers.
Oh, okay, then just get that. But I'm just saying, like,
No, I know.
like to get a you know what I was thinking? You know how I used to use KO?
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting another KO.
Get a new KO.
I thought about it. I don't know.
My first good radio ever was a KO Propo long time ago.
Did you have a Mars or a Helios? I had a Helios.
It was before that, dude. It was in the 90s, early 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my first good radio was a JR X. No, well, my first
I had a Z1, which was basically a KO.
Right. Yeah. Like a Helios.
Yeah. There you go.
It was a Helios. It was pretty much a Helios.
Mm-hmm.
But like my first like I guess like mid range radio would have been the JRXS. No, the JR. I can't remember. It was the one that it was. It had like the little screen with the like 2 or 3 numbers on it that you'd hold 2 buttons down and then it was synthesized and you could scroll it through the synthesization. Yeah. You know which one I'm talking about?
I do. I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're.
JRXR3i. JRXR3i or 3. I had one of those. And then I saved a whole bunch of money and I bought a Helios. Like I mowed lawn, scoop driveways, the whole 9 yards to buy a Helios.
I've had a Caliber 3PS, an M8, and then I went to a Futaba 3PK.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool radio because you could change the color of it to match your paint scheme. And then I got sponsored by I picked up, along with my associate sponsorship, a Horizon deal for radios and Sportworks cars. So I had a JRZ1, and then that turned into Spectrum stuff. And then when I went privateer again, you loaned me your M12, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I had 2 radios for a little while because I like, was there a new version of the M12?
Mm-hmm.
And I bought the new one, and then I let you borrow my old one.
Did you see that red and carbon fiber version of the M17? Yeah, it's out there.
Is it?
A-Main has them in stock. I could order it for the store and buy it from the store.
Yeah, go get it.
It's like $40 more than a regular M17.
Just go buy one. Speed on with it and go buy one.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Sell a couple things you don't need. You know, just go up there and buy that radio.
Speaking of things I don't need, check this out. I just got this today. It's the four-wheel steer Capra from Axial.
Speaking of things that I don't need, I'm drinking a vodka, lemon, strawberry, and basil cocktail, also known as 2 Chicks. It's in my refrigerator. It's probably my wife's, and she's gonna be mad at me for drinking it. But hey, two chicks at the same time, man.
Also known as a pussy drink. So.
Okay. Everybody knows I ain't. So.
Tom Segura. That's a Tom Segura bit.
Yeah.
So.
Not bad. Probably only need one of those.
Yeah. You know, when you brought that up, you know how I've been having trouble finding kickstarts. I also very much like Smirnoff Ice screwdrivers.
Oh.
I could have picked up a 6-pack of those and brought them here and drank them. At least drink one.
Yeah.
Those are dangerous because they don't really taste like alcohol at all. So you could drink like all 6 of them without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then be lying on the floor later.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, dude. That'd be awesome. We're drunk.
Are we drunk right now? I don't know, butthead. Feels pretty good though.
Would they steal or buy like a 6-pack of O'Doul's thinking
Yeah.
they're buying beer? They're drinking it in the parking lot of the gas station.
We're wasted.
We're drunk. uh,
This feels normal. I can't do that voice. I used to do really good Beavis and Butthead when I was younger.
I know. I feel like I used to, but I'm not right now.
Hey, this is the Hobbytown Hobbyplex Show podcast here with Will Brinton.
Yeah.
And I am Alex Sturgeon, manager and race director at the Hobbytown Hobbyplex in Omaha, Nebraska. Will is a Team Associated J Concepts team driver and machinist extraordinaire.
I do okay.
Yeah, we do okay. As always, this show brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to either Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad, and you could get yourself a $500 letter credit or 0.125 off your interest rate if you get a home loan or a refinance.
My mustache is looking good. You know how long it is now
Nice.
again. I trimmed it once already. It just keeps growing back.
Dude, my hair is getting long.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to ponytail.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm gonna be a hippie. A long-haired hippie. What? What are you looking at? Your gas truck?
Yeah.
Jeez. Don't make it obvious or anything. Yeah. So hey, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. It's pretty much the Techno series. We had our finals on Friday, Saturday. Another 230 something entry day. Friday night. I was like, oh, we got a whole lot of empty space here. We might not have the entry count, and then
I didn't think we were going to, but
Yeah.
I think it was because it was too cold out to do anything nice. So
yeah, then we had the entry count anyways.
mm-hmm.
I have some ideas about that. We'll get into that maybe a little later.
I think we should just keep doing it. It's working. It's working. Everybody likes it. It's working.
I don't know if everybody likes it. There were some pretty chippy people Saturday night that wanted to leave, that were waiting for us to be done with all the giveaways and the prizes and everything. At least that's what I felt like, because it was long.
You know what you're in for, you know?
I know. Should we do like a banquet or something instead on Sunday after the last one? Like rent out Legends and just do a banquet Sunday afternoon, and that way when we get done racing, we just go home and then all come back together on Sunday and hand out the awards and do the drawings and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be cool. That would be nice. The awards banquet.
I don't know, something I'll bring that up with the owner.
Yeah.
And see if maybe we'll do it that way.
J Concepts does those for their Super Cup, and
Yeah,
they
they
are
do.
bad to the bone, dude.
Yeah.
Those look cool. We used to have awards banquets for go-kart racing and micro sprint racing.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like we used to do potluck, but
Yeah.
like we go to a restaurant and
I honestly wouldn't mind catering if it's not crazy expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. It'd be cool if we rented a place though.
yeah, Legends would do it. I guarantee it. We could have it at Legends.
Mhm.
They got that.
It'd
big
be a
room back there.
It'd be a party, dude. It'd be nice. We should do that.
It would force
That's a
everybody to
great
stay
idea.
another night, but if we got done again at 2 a.m. in the morning anyways, what's the difference?
Right.
I only knew of a few people that drove back home. I couldn't imagine doing that. I'm so old and tired. Like when I'm driving, I feel like I used to be hardcore. I used to go all the time and stay awake, and now I can't do that.
Yeah.
Comes with age.
I'm feeling it when I get to almost Lincoln. I'm starting to feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got the window down.
Other than that, I mean, let's see, who won the cars? So, Eric Wunschel is going to get a buggy as soon as I get one. Because I made sure to pull them from our stock. So we had almost everything in stock upstairs because we ordered a few of them. And that's what I had to do last year because Techno was out of cars around this time, a few cars last year, so I just pulled the ones we had in stock, and then they sent them to us and replaced them. So the Nitro car was the one we didn't have, and then the e-buggy, that went to Tyler Canine, and then the gas truck went to Brian Keever. The Truggy went to Armand Charland, who wasn't there, but you know, I'm a man of my word. If you made 4 out of 5, you're in the drawing. Doesn't matter if you're there or not. And then the mini Truggy went to Colton Hale.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So
those are supposed to be for like people that are going to use them, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I ever won one, I'd just give it away.
Yeah.
Like
I don't put my name in there, Emerson's name in there. I don't put some of the sponsored. Like if Jared was there, his name wouldn't have been in the drawing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like if you're just going to win the kit and sell it, it's like it's not really what that stuff's for.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Remember I won that Pro 4 truck at the Hobby Haven race once, and I was like, look, I paid my entry fee and I paid for the hotel to be here. I'm taking this truck.
Yeah.
And I sold it for $300 and something bucks. Got my money back for the whole weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I mean that's like your that's like your choice, man. But
yeah,
I'll never do that. That's not what that stuff's for.
I won a Duratrax Evader ST once from the Hobby Haven race, the Nitro one, the Nitro Evader, and I actually played with that thing.
Yeah, and that's cool, but like if you're gonna use it,
I destroyed that truck.
Like if you get like a race kit and you don't race it, like if you can't race it, I mean, that's kind of. And if you do sell it, I mean, you should sell it like heavily discounted to maybe like somebody that can afford it or something.
Right.
Give somebody a deal. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's why we don't put Emerson and I's name in any of our drawings that we do.
Yeah.
Just for that reason, we don't pay entry fees either. So.
Right.
And like Logan Prismanis wasn't in there because he works for us. Anytime somebody worked, Aiden Olson, he wasn't in the drawing. I try to keep it to the guys that actually pay, and spend their time there. So, but overall, I think the drawing went well. And then the awards. I got 8th. What'd you get? 5th?
Yeah.
You're a badass. 5th out of all those cars.
Not bad.
All year long.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pleased. Like I never even like I mean I worked on my stuff, you know what I mean? But
yeah. I didn't. To be honest with you. After the third round, I almost didn't feel like racing e-buggy anymore.
Yeah.
But I did anyways just cuz I had it. So
well, and then like Saturday morning I overslept and I didn't bring my e-buggy on Friday.
Yeah.
Cuz I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to advance any position. I can't move forward and I can't drop back, so I don't know if I'm going to race it. I didn't bring it, and then we didn't have a ton of gas trucks, so we didn't get gas truck practice. So I didn't practice on Friday night. It's like, I'll just run some in the morning. No big deal. Well, like I fell asleep holding my phone to set my alarm. Like when I woke up at like 9 o'clock, I was holding my phone and I like opened it and there was like the screen to set your alarm. I was like, and
brutal.
Like, yeah, it's like, damn it, I'm so close. so I was like, well, I'll get there in time. And so I got up there right when practice was over because I live in Lincoln. I drive to and from Lincoln, so it was an hour drive.
Yep.
And so I, get ready and get up there. So I qualified 7th over qualified 7th with no practice. and then in the second qualifier, I was gonna still be in there, but I hit a rock or something in the straightaway and it flipped my car over and broke my wing off. And I was trying to unlock my inner Ungaro and I was doing it. I was doing it well.
Yeah.
And I crashed like an idiot.
There were so many broken wheels and wings this weekend.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
We
Probably
should
more
find
than
that-
we've seen all year.
We should find that Broken Wings song to play like over the PA whenever
Take
somebody.
these broken wings
Yeah.
and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we should. We should find that Broken Wings song to play whenever somebody breaks a wing. It'd be funny.
I used to play that on my radio show. In high school, we had a class that was radio broadcasting, and it cycled every week. It cycled through with all of us, and we would. So I had a day, and all the other guys had a day, and that was in my playlist. That's one of the songs that I played, and then this girl that was in the same class, we were paired together. I was a DJ one day, and then she was a DJ the other day, and then she was she was the engineer, and she goes, "Oh, they played this song at my brother's funeral," and she got really sad. And so then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna play this song anymore."
Yeah.
So it was one of those deals where I was like, "Oh, geez, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell me that like 3 weeks ago?" So no more Broken Wings by God. Who sings that?
I don't know. Richard, who sings Broken Wings?
You'll find out. It's oh my gosh. I know this too. I'm so bad on these days. I always forget stuff.
I didn't know that one, believe it or not. Usually I'm a plethora of music knowledge, but
It
not
is
today.
Mr. It was on the tip of my tongue. See, I knew it. As soon as he started saying Mr., I knew exactly who it was. Gosh darn it. Mm-hmm. Hey, guess what I did today? Before we start talking about the Techno series in depth, we interviewed the new owner. I interviewed the new owner today.
Oh, wow.
At about 2:00.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So we got about 46 minutes. I promised him 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And so that'll be on Patreon soon. So if you are a Patreon member, you'll have access to that interview probably for maybe a month or so, maybe longer. And then I have the old owner lined up for an interview soon. And I'm excited because I want to have more of those. Like I want you to do some with somebody that you want. Yeah, somebody that you want to talk to, just like a one-on-one thing. And then I want to do some more one-on-one. I have a list of people that I want to talk to, and I want to put it on Patreon so that they're getting some value for their money. And then we'll put them on the regular podcasting channel down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was fun. It was really good. Actually, it went really. I came. I'm not going to say I didn't come unprepared, or that I was unprepared for it, but it was kind of on the fly, The one with Ken, he wants questions prior.
Mm-hmm. That's how I do it. Like when we have guests on, I always send them a list of the questions we're going to talk about.
I think Ken just he wants to make sure I don't spring anything on him that he either doesn't want to talk about or would be like me where he just blanks on stuff. So
yeah, with a classy show like this, you want to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. So that'll be on very soon. Maybe even basically as soon as I think Richard's done with the editing process, it should be up on Patreon. So there you go. Okay. Well, you want to get into it? That's pretty much all we got to talk about today.
Okay.
It's been we take that first Monday of the month off, and we had a good club race. Good weekend of club racing again last week, but the Techno series was really what was on my mind. I wouldn't say I was stressing out for it. I was actually calm, like uncharacteristically calm Friday night.
Yeah.
But then Saturday came, and when I was done with the entries, and I went, oh my gosh. So we actually ended up with more heats. That's what sucks. So last round, we had more people or more entries, but less heats because of the classes that were entered, right? And this time we had we had less entries, but because of the classes that were entered, we ended up with more heats. Like there was an extra heat of Truggy, for instance.
Yeah.
You couldn't put, you couldn't make like 13 Truggy in a heat. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Hey, we got our first little bit of spam. Have we ever had spam on this before?
No. What is it?
It's the typical YouTube pornography spam.
Ooh,
like where you like
anything good?
No, but I'm reporting it, so maybe
Nice.
it'll go away. I don't know.
No. All right.
Yeah. Okay, let me get to the right page here.
Okay.
You can designate moderators so we can get rid of spam. I didn't know that. LiveRC.com. See, my phone updated, and now I've lost all my automatic page uploads here.
Oh, perfect.
It's going slow. Okay. Hobbyplex. The correct one. There we go. And so let's get to it. So 238 entries, 125 drivers. So, yeah. So we still had pretty full pits and buttload of heats. Man, it's a lot. And I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful, actually. Like extremely grateful.
It's better than the alternative.
It is better than the alternative. It's just crazy to see where we came, because the first time we ever did any of the Winter Series stuff way back in, was it 13, where we did a designated Winter Series?
I think so.
I think we only had 60, 70 entries.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to think anything over 100 was super awesome, and now we just destroyed that this year. What'd you think of the track layout?
I liked it.
Yeah? Is it gonna, you think it's going to translate well into this weekend for us, for 10 scale, for a little while?
I don't see why it wouldn't. The only thing, and I thought it was going to be too tight, like that switchback section with the berm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, man, it's going to be tough. But it's like, no big deal. It was
actually kind of cool, because you could kind of rub somebody coming down that little hill. If you did it just right, you could rub them to the outside of that berm, and they would have to go all the way around. So it was kind of like a kind of a 2-lane deal.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to do it. I was going to try to put that move on you, and then I crashed right at the top.
Oh, yeah. Then you crashed,
Yeah.
and I started pulling away.
You did. I was pulling. I was catching you and Ashton there for a little while. I was in a zone.
Yeah, because we were racing.
No, I was.
We kept racing and running into each other. I was like, we need to quit doing this so Alex doesn't catch us.
No, but even before that, there was two or three laps there where I was in a zone, and I was actually feeling pretty good about everything, and then I crashed racing. And it just went to heck. Yeah,
we were just racing really slow.
Yeah,
your stuff wasn't that good. You weren't driving that good. No, you're doing great. I could see you coming. I'm kidding. God.
I actually wasn't really driving that well, to be honest with you.
Really?
I didn't feel like I was.
I thought you were driving really good. You were catching Ashton and I.
The middle of the race, I was doing all right, and then after that. Anyways, we'll get to that here in a minute. That's the last race of the night.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, so just to put this in perspective, we had a e-buggy Sportsman e-buggy F main. And we had an expert electric buggy F main. So that's a lot of cars.
It's a lot of F and mains. Oh,
that's a good one. All right, Sportsman Nitro buggy A main. And this one really got turned on its head. So you had Connor Herrick from the 6th spot taking the win. Lucas Chasso from the 7th spot taking 2nd. And then Devin Wright from the 2nd spot taking 3rd. Logan Prismanis had these guys covered.
Oh yeah, he was
And
doing good.
He was gone. He lapped everybody. And then I know what happened. So he broke a diff case.
Mm-hmm.
With about 2.5 minutes left to go, he broke a diff case, and I know what happened. He connected with a lapped car in midair over the big jump, and his car landed nose first and tumbled. And then it didn't break there, but it did break like a couple corners later. That's where that's where it actually broke.
That's like the worst like feeling. I didn't break it, and then your car's like, oh sucker, it's broke. Oh, I'm broke.
There was a lot of that though.
Yeah.
This week. There was a lot of nitro fun suck at the end of races.
Tell me about it.
But that one was pretty brutal. But the crazy thing is, it didn't affect his points. He still had him covered.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice to see different faces on the podium again. I think that's the big takeaway from this weekend, was just the amount of new faces that were on the podiums. So, Mark Dunn was 4th, Keith Vanderheide was 5th, Justin Stevie was 6th, Art Lewis was 7th from the bump up spot, and then Logan Prismanis ended up finishing 8th. Nick Sneathen was 9th, Matt Robinson 10th, and Bill Nichols didn't start. So good to see Connor Herrick coming up. I think that was his first time up there this year.
Yeah,
and he got a sportsman win. He's the brother of Mason Herrick, who had a good weekend himself.
Yeah,
and then Expert Nitro. So you had no Jared, no Mason, no Ashton, no Caden running Nitro this weekend because they had all their stuff prepped and ready for Nats, which takes place this week in Arizona. So again, new faces. You had a real opportunity here for any one of these guys who's just been hanging out 5th and 6th and 7th, to get on the podium. And that's kind of what happened. You had Mitchell Gardner from the 4 spot took the win. He made round 1, but didn't make the rest of them until this one.
Yeah.
And he looked really good, real comfortable actually.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Herrick got the TQ and ended up 2nd. And then Graham Hill from the bump up spot moved up all the way to 3rd.
Nice.
And he barely had the bump up spot because that B main was very competitive.
Yeah.
There could have been one of like 5 guys that could have won that race.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Peterson got 4th. Jordan Kleckler, also, I believe, from the bump spot, ended up 5th. Then Eric Fletcher. Jackson Anderson had a really good run going. His engine just fattened up, I guess. You were the pit guy. What happened to Jackson?
Yeah, I don't know, because we ran his buggy in the break just to test some stuff, or just to try a few things. Go down there, it's running great, no issues. And then I was getting my gas truck ready, so Jason Haley started him and put him down, and then I came out to sit him down for the start, and he was saying something to me, and I was like, well, what is it? And he was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And so we ran it, and I don't know if we made the first pit stop or not. I thought we did make the first pit stop and everything was fine. And I think after the first pit stop, he ran out of gas.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? How is that even possible? Like, I thought that I ran him out of fuel, honestly. Yeah. And I was like, when it died, I looked at the clock and it was right at like 14 minutes. And I was like, oh, I didn't run him out of gas. So they threw his car up. I dumped gas in it and I started and get him back out on the track. I was like, that's weird. And so I don't know. I have no idea how that thing ran out of gas. I don't know how it fattened up like that.
Yeah.
Like that blows my mind. Like, I have never had an engine take that big a swing.
How new is his engine? Like, did it drop?
No, I don't think that engine dropped its nuts. Like, It's had 2 gallons on it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, I don't. And the other thing, I was like, maybe that thing's worn out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we ran it lean too long or something, and wrecked it. I have it sitting in my bag still. I'm gonna take it apart and go through it.
Hmm.
But I could stick that thing in a collet at work and pinch it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the thing to do or not. I've never done
Never
it.
tried doing it before.
No. You know me, I just buy new stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Well, Jackson was the first hard luck in, not the first, he was the third in that main. Aiden Olson also had a really good run going and could have had a shot to win. I mean, him and basically it was Jackson and Aiden that were running 1 and 2 for most of that race until, well, let me say, for the first pit stop, for the first pit cycle, it was Jackson and Aiden. And then Aiden's car broke.
Yeah, Jackson pitted. Like,
Yeah.
how did he not? How does that happen?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
But
I forgot that we even got a pit stop in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one pit stop in.
Yep.
Oh,
Aiden
weird.
was going really fast and was right there with him, and then his car had a problem, and it sounded differential to me. I think that's what happened. But it was progressively getting slower and slower, and then finally you could kind of hear it. I heard it a couple laps previous, and I mentioned on the, if you watch the live stream, and then he finally pulled it in, and then Rinaldi broke too, a little bit early. Robert Rinaldi, but another main for Robert too. He's a good driver, dude. He's one of the Colorado guys, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And then Derek Wood, he went home, but he did qualify. So he got his 10th, he got his points. So, yeah, that was Nitro. It was a busy race, just a lot going on. And again, it was all new faces again for the most part on the podium for the last one.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily affect the final points other than Jared missing 2, so he was out of that. I think same thing for Ashton. I think he missed 2, so he was out of the points as well. We'll get to the points here in a little bit, but then Mini Truggy. And speaking of new faces on the podium, you had TJ Williams getting the win for the last race of the Mini Truggy. Mini Truggies are so fun. We had a C main and Mini Truggy again. Not as many as last year, but we still get a lot of Mini Truggies. And dude, the top 5, any one of these guys could have won this race.
Yeah.
Like, it all came down to who crashed last, basically. Because Emerson finished 5th, and he was leading, like, the 3rd to last lap or something crazy like that. And he had it in the bag, and then he crashed it away. And then I know Bryson crashed. I know Dane. I mean, they all were just, it was just a melee there at the end. But TJ was the smoothest out of all of it, and he ended up winning by 9 seconds, which, how does that even happen? They were so close there at the end. But good job for TJ. That was pretty awesome. He put the Fro on the middle spot. I'm going to have to give up my Fro boy moniker to him, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't I?
I don't know.
Am I? Should I?
It's up
should
to
be
you.
Fro boy 2.
There should be another. You can be Fro Man.
Fro Man.
You're Fro Man, and he is Fro Boy.
Doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
Yeah.
Nick Poppenfuss from the 5 spot up to the 2. Bryson Pavel from the 4 spot to the 3. Dane Gangler from the 3 spot to the 4. Emerson qualified straight into the A after breaking out. He broke a front diff case in the first qualifier before it even started. So he had to be in the C main resort, and he ended up 6th. But dude, he led this race like 3 times. It was pretty crazy. And then Tyler Fleming finished 6th. Connor Herrick from the 10 to the 7. Grant Olson, Chris Sharp, Ronnie Went, and then Sean Van Dalen should have won this race. So
yeah,
this sucks because Sean was gone. So all these guys, these top guys were battling, and it was slowing everybody up. And Sean was way, way out in front. And he finally caught up to the tail end lead lap. And I kid you not, I feel pretty bad about this because what happened was, as I was announcing what was going on for second place, because it was such a good race, I could see Sean catching up to the tail end of the lead lap. And so I literally turned to start calling for everybody to get out of his way. And I heard a pop, just a loud pop. And he landed off the big jump in the back to come onto the oval, and somebody spun out in front of him, and he ran right into him and broke his truck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he had, he
worst.
had this race. He should have won this race, kind of by a lot, I think, if that wouldn't happen. And, yeah, what a bummer. So he had it. So kind of sucks. Not kind of. I mean, that totally sucks. But it's just, for me, I felt bad because I was just turning to get ready to say, all right, guys, we got to let this car go. And then lap traffic got him.
Yep.
But it happens. It's racing.
Mm-hmm.
Gas truck was the next one. We skipped qualifying with you guys because there's only 3 of you. And it just saved us arguing for corner marshals or, begging for corner marshals the whole time.
I know.
And, yeah. So you missed a lap? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I missed the lap.
Oh, I know what happened.
I missed the first lap again.
You know what happened though?
Did I break the loop?
Yeah, that's my fault again. I'm supposed to reset that, and I kept forgetting about it all season long.
Yeah.
And I think I went.
Yep,
I think I went to go get some water or something, and I came back, and you were in third, and I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" But that's all that happened. Is
no, I keep breaking the loop with my gas truck. But
I need to reset that. Well, I mean, it's too late now, but it all worked out.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, I mean, well, like, yeah, yep, yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, so you got another TQ and win. You kind of already had this one locked up, so this was more of like, I called it the what's that thing that they do with Dirt Oval where they go around in a couple laps and wave at the crowd or whatever?
Exhibition.
Yeah, like
a parade.
A parade lap.
Gas truck parade.
It was basically like a parade race for you guys.
Gas truck parade.
Yeah. Mitchell Gardner finished second, and Lucas Baker finished third. You and Lucas were the ones that came for the last one that were in the points. I made top 5 for you guys, and it ended up being only 4 of you that were eligible.
Oh, really?
But whatever. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'd like to see it grow. I think that, like, to keep it growing, like, we just need to keep racing it. But
yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna have it at the Truck Series.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough class. Like, it's to make that thing live for 15 minutes is you almost should get a trophy for that.
Yeah.
Like
gas truck was always that way. It got really hard to race gas truck when 8 scale really started to take over things because all the tracks were built for the big 8 scale cars. And I think that's what killed it off. But I think a place like ours where I try to build a track that even Plex Speckers can do, I think makes gas truck feasible.
Right. No, and it is. Like, our track is like perfect for gas truck, like an 8 scale. I just I think that some guys are getting kind of discouraged that, maybe I need to do like a tire setup video or something for those trucks or something so that, everybody has good grip and their stuff goes straight when they pull throttle. And
do you think a tire like Carver's would be better for the front end on a gas truck?
No, I don't think so. Not on our track. I don't know. I mean, it's like my truck, like, everything I've done to it is just to make it consistent to drive for a gas tank, and it's like I keep posting the setups and keep doing all the stuff and nobody follows it, and then they get frustrated with it, And it's like my stuff always works really good, not that you have to run what I'm running, but at least give it a shot so you can finish races. the but like, you know, I kind of went to the extreme. Like I boiled my A arms and, you know, or pretty much every plastic part on my truck, I boiled it so it was softer. I mean, you can take and I like modified the top plate, and you can take it and, you know, bend that whole thing around,
Yeah.
and it works really good. But all that stuff's posted, like how you can do it. But yeah, guys are getting frustrated with them, I think, maybe a little bit, and a couple of guys sold them. But it takes some dedication to make that. You have to really want to run it. Like it's not easy. Like an 8 scale, you can just sit an 8 scale down and make laps with it, no problem. You know, like gas truck is one of those like ultimate tuner classes.
If if Chad offered to let me borrow one, if that happens for the truck series, I'll race with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we can share my starter box if you get an associated one.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. I hear both trucks are good. I've never driven a low C one.
There was a Triplex NT on Marketplace the other day that was actually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But I know.
See,
I'm not going there though, because then if I break it, it's done. You know?
Yeah. Like there was guys trying to do that, like when we first started racing the Ignite trucks. And it's like, you know, you're gonna pull your RC10 GT out and try to run it, and you're stripping transmission gears because everything's dry rotted and you know, break an arm and it's broken forever, that kind of stuff. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But like that truck is so reliable. Like I have yet to have any failures with it, you know.
I hear you. I mean, we'll stick with it. I have an idea for next year. We'll talk about that here at the end when we get through everything.
That was the thing that scared me the most, is like, you know, where is everybody? But it just kind of didn't work out for a lot of people to show up for the last one. Like Chad had family stuff, and so did Wade, and I think a couple other guys did.
Yeah.
So,
well, we move on to Nitro Truggy, and man, Greg Baumel is the king of fuel mileage.
Oh yeah,
that dude, he always goes 10 minutes, and
really?
It pays off for him. You know, I think you had Brandon Carney and Nate Sutherland. They finished second and third, and they had to pit one extra time, and that was the difference. If you look at the finish, so Greg, actually, it wouldn't have been this close, but he literally ran out of gas as he was turning towards the loop, and he coasted. He coasted to the line.
That may have been like one of my favorite races to watch.
It was incredible. I was like,
his truck stopped on like right in front of the line, or like his wheels are on the line. And I was like, is it going to count? Did it count?
Yeah.
And he was like wiggling his wheels back and forth, trying to pull it forward. And I was like,
because I heard it, you know, because I'm in the booth and I see it land. I'm like, all I got to do is make this corner, and then it goes, bleh, and I'm like, oh no! And we already had some Nitro Fun Suck earlier in the day with Sneathen. Sneathen had it in the bag. He had the I think the B main to make it into the A main, and his truck broke 2 jumps before the loop.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard it on the PA.
And it's like, oh my God, like how devastating is that? And then I was thinking, here we go again. He's I've never seen him run out of gas before, and here we are, 20 seconds after 10 minutes, and his car just coasts to the line, and Brandon and Nate are both coming hard to catch him, and it picks him up 1.1 seconds before Brandon gets there.
Wow.
So, and that also secured him the back-to-back Truggy championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Brandon Carney had a really good, so he started late. He only raced Truggy last month and this month, and he's already going really fast. And remember, he started off as a hardcore carpet guy. That was his thing. He raced up in Fort Dodge.
Yeah.
So he almost had it, you know, qualified second, finished second. Nate Sutherland qualified third, finished third. He was really fast. Logan's driving really good, man. He's from 7th to 4th. And you kind of forget, honestly, I forgot about him in this race. And there was this battle between Logan, Sean, and Parker Clemmy where I thought Logan was getting lapped. And then I looked at the screen and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's actually racing for position. So Logan and Sean Van Dalen finished 5th, and they were 0.5 of a second apart at the finish. So we had a whole bunch of really close finishes here in the main. Parker got the bump and ended up 6th. Conrad Bizey was 7th. Dan Gangler was 8th. Drew Dawkin was 9th, and Robert Rinaldi again. He broke out, but he was up there battling for a while in 2nd, actually, before his truck quit on him. Yeah, that was a good race. And then you got your electric races. Tyler Knine got the win in e-buggy, sportsman e-buggy. Keith Vanderhyde from the 8th position up to 2nd. And then Daniel Bender. He was fast. He just crashed a little bit. Yeah, qualified 3rd, finished 3rd. Logan Prismanis again, qualified 6th, ended up 4th. Gangler dropped down to 5th. TJ Williams bumped up, ended up 6th. Tyler Fleming with the bump up, ended up 7th. Then Bryson 8th. Nick Poppenfuss 9th. Connor Herrick was 10th, and T. Roy Jackson was 11th. And then we'll finish up the results, and we'll go to the points, and then the chat's pretty busy, so we'll get to that here in a minute. Expert Electric, Mason Fuller with the TQ and a win. Drew Rubenking was 2nd. Caden Fuller was 3rd. We were both in this race, so I didn't really get to watch it. Mm-hmm. But I knew something was going on up front because people were over here clapping and cheering and stuff. So, Mason Herrick was 4th. Ashton Abdul was 5th. Nate Sutherland was 6th. You were 7th. Jackson was 8th. I was 9th. And Derek Wood again qualified for the main but went home, so he got his 10th place points. I pulled over like 3 laps left to go because I heard the cheering and I'm like, well, I'm missing out on something. Mm-hmm. So I just pulled over and watched the race, and then I saw what was going on. They were basically jumping as far as they could go up to the dirt oval trying to pass each other. And I think a couple times it stuck, going Drew and Mason going back and forth, and Caden. So, yeah. Because, here's Mason. So Mason dropped all the way to 3rd in the middle of that race. And then Mason and Drew, if you look at the end of the graph here, they changed positions 3 times at the end.
Yeah. It was a good race.
Honestly, I was just happy to make the main. Because last round I was in the C. I won the C, and then I got pummeled. Hosed, basically, in the middle of the B. And then I was pretty frustrated after the first round. I mean, you saw it. I was mad at my car and the way I drove.
Yeah. And then Eric Fletcher coming in clutch fixed that.
Yeah, Eric Fletcher's like, you just took my car over to Eric, and can you make this work?
Yeah.
And then he was
I was like, Eric, fix it. And
then he asked me what was wrong, and I was like, well, I'm like, part of it's
you're like, everything, damn it.
I was just part of it was me just not being motivated to race. The other part of it was, and it's a problem I've had all year, is just I don't feel like I could push my car without it flipping over or crashing. Mm-hmm. And so he put some stuff on. I think he went to a much harder sway bar and moved some camber links around. I went out there for my second qualifier, and it was actually pretty easy to drive. Mm-hmm. So I was happy. Like I said, I was just kind of happy to be there at that point.
Yeah, I was like, are you glad you raced? And you were glad you raced.
I guess. It would have been cooler if I beat you in Jackson, but whatever. This week.
Dude, my 2-wheel's pretty good. I don't know.
My 2-wheel's pretty good. I'm looking forward to 10 scale more than you know.
I don't know if I can race this Saturday or not. We'll see.
Oh, well, that's even better. Then I actually
that's even better.
Yeah, then I actually can beat you by default. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I guess. They can't beat you if you don't race.
Yeah. I'm honestly, this year for me personally was a grind. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think I'll race e-buggy next year at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to focus on being race director guy next year.
Yeah. Wait, it'd be neat if I raced gas truck and mini truggy. That'd be cool.
Mini truggy.
Nah, I'll probably just race the electric 8 scale with the new Associate 8 scale.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be cool.
All right, my phone's at 5%, so we might lose our points here. So I'm going to try to hurry.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how the points ended up. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can hustle up. All right, so e-buggy. Mason Fuller actually locked it up last round. With a couple, like with Jared Tebow not being there, he was out of the points then at that point. So Jerubin King moved up to second, and Mason Herrick got third.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Ashton, you, Jackson, Derek, me, Brandon Carney, and Jake Stoltzing got a top 10. And then you had Dustin just 1 point out of 10th, and Ashley McCormick just 2 points out of 10th, and Mitchell Pavel was only 3 points out of 10th. So it was pretty close.
Yeah.
For that 10th position.
Mm-hmm.
There were 37 eligible expert e-buggies. That's a lot when you think about it. Gas truck, you locked it up last round and you ended up with 503 points total. You didn't get TQ once. That was it.
Yep.
Lucas Baker finished second. Wade Guerin was third, and Brian Keever was fourth. In mini truggy, it was Drew Rubin King. He locked it up last round. Logan Prismanis getting second. Dane Gangler third. Bryson Pavel fourth. Sean Van Dalen got fifth. I think Emerson was sixth. John Haas was seventh. I know he's on here. So he actually tied with TJ, but TJ had a 0. And if you go to the second lowest score, TJ had an 86 to John's 91, so the thing worked out. Tyler Fleming was 9th, and Nick Poppenfuss was 10th. And Ronnie Went was about 10 points behind for 10th, so it was pretty close. Sportsman e-buggy had Tyler Canine getting the win. He won the last 2 races, and I think that's what did it, because he only won by 2 points. Keith Vanderhyde was second. Wade Guerin, I believe, was leading, but he had a 0, so he dropped to third. Tyler Fleming was fourth, John Haas fifth, Daniel Bender finished sixth, Nick Poppenfuss seventh, Bryson Pavel was eighth, Troy Jackson was ninth, and Dane Gangler rounded out the top 10. Still at 5%, so we're doing good. There were 36 eligible sportsman e-buggies. That's the biggest prize pool we've ever had for a car, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it was like 70 or 80 names in the hat. Nitro Truggy had, again, Greg Baumel with an even 400. And Sean Van Dalen was 3 points back for second. Parker Clemmy was third. Logan Prismanis was fourth. Robert Rinaldi fifth. Dane Gangler sixth. Russ Horton was seventh. Armand Charland was eighth. Steve Wall was ninth. And Nick Sneathen was 10th. Then you had Nate Will, Chris Nunez, Jeremy Simpson, Doug Hunley were the remaining guys. There's 14 in Truggy for the prize. In Expert Nitro, Mason Fuller got the win there. Mason Herrick finished second. This unfortunately wasn't even close because it was basically before Saturday. It was Mason, Jared Tebow, and Seth, and so with Jared and Seth not being there, pretty big gap back to Mason Herrick. But second is a second. Bradley Peterson was third. Jackson Anderson fourth. Eric Fletcher fifth. Mitchell Pavel sixth. Parker Clemmy was seventh. Noah Hicklin was eighth. Dustin Hosick was ninth, and Derek Wood got a 10th. About 6 points back was Robert Rinaldi in 11th. So, and there was 23 eligible expert Nitro guys. And then Sportsman Nitro Buggy had Logan Prismanis with the win, and he had a 96 to start the year, but then a 99, 100 with a TQ, 100, so another win, and then a 94, and that 94 was with the TQ. So he finished just 3 points ahead of Keith Vanderhyde. Lucas Shasau was third, Devin Wright fourth, Art Lewis fifth, Mark Dunn sixth, Eric Wunschel seventh, Brian Keever eighth, Andy Corbett was ninth, and Nick Sneathen was 10th. And Brad Horsch was only 1 point behind for 10th, and Lexi Bolin was only 2 points behind for 10th. So it was pretty close. Then you had RJ Wink, Steve Wall, Chris Nelson, Chase Freeze, Doug Hunley, Colton Tilley. And I think that's it. That's your points. So again, overall, a pretty full year. Boy, I mean, that was a lot.
Yeah.
So here's my idea before we go to a pivot break. Everybody can stew on this for a minute. So next year, I'm thinking we're going to put an entry cap on it at 200 and do online sign up.
Yeah.
I think at this point we have to.
The only thing is it's like, hey, if you're going to sign up, you better come.
True.
No,
that's totally true.
And that falls onto the guy signing up.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of like some of those guys, they sign up for every single race on RC sign up, and it's like, dude, if you're going to sign up, you better go.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it. I signed up for that race in Florida for gas truck, and I'm not going to be able to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the first time that I think I've ever done that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just spitballing. I mean, you know how I do things. I come up with ideas and then I think about it for a long time before I make a decision.
I think that's probably, if you want to shorten the day, that is the best way to do it, because I don't think that I think you're going to hurt it if you were to split it up into multiple days, personally.
Yeah.
But I like that if that's what you want to do, to shorten the day, to limit the entries, that would be my thing. That's what I would go for.
Yeah. I mean, when we had to do COVID protocol and have everybody sign up online, I mean, that basically worked out. I think we filled up 75 spots and all those people came.
Yeah.
Then we had a few guys that asked if they could pit outside, and I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's
right.
fine. So I think that might be the way to go. Mm-hmm. So I also have an idea I wanted to call it the Misfit Series. Mm-hmm. And the winter series would go back to Sportsman and Expert, Nitro, and Electric Buggy. I still don't think we have enough Truggy entries to justify splitting that up. Mm-hmm. And then you put Mini Truggy, Gas Truck, E-Truggy, so that all these E-Truggy guys would be like, how come you don't have E-Truggy down there? And then there you go. Now you've got a spot for E-Truggy. And then something like a Pro 4, I still need a fifth class, I think, but I don't know what to do with that. But I feel like having that 2 weeks in between every one of those, so there's space, wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. In the past, I've thought about, well, what if we do Nitro on one day and Electric on the other day? Well, then guys would have to be here if they want to come for both, they have to be here for both days. It costs people more money, especially right now with gas prices the way they are and inflation being what it is.
Some guys where I wouldn't be able to come if it was on, or they'd only be able to do the one day, because if you live 8 hours away and you work on Monday morning.
Yeah. Who wants to drive home super late on Sunday? That's why I've never wanted to do this as a weekend thing.
Yeah. Right.
Making the last one, having a banquet on Sunday, I don't think is it. As long as people can plan, can plan for it, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's something you can plan for.
Yeah.
Drive 2 cars or whatever. But.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Luckily we've got 7 months to stew about it. Wait, what are we on? March? So 3?
Yeah.
So, I usually put the flyer out in August, so I guess maybe 5 months. I got 5 months to kind of mull it over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I got about a month of peace before the next big thing starts with the ProTech race.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I got to get on that. We need a new T-shirt design for the ProTech race.
Mm.
That's what I'm going to start working on tomorrow. See if Mike can design us a good T-shirt.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, something with flames on it. That'd be cool.
Blue flames?
Maybe a racing stripe.
Blue flames and a racing stripe.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
All right, Richard, we'll take a pivot break. How long is it? Is it enough for me to go pee?
Absolutely. It's 425.
Oh yeah, we're good. Okay,
Oh, so close.
So
425.
we'll take a pivot and then we'll come back and we'll discuss the chat. It was pretty busy in there, and then we'll go home.
I'm already at home.
Oh, that's true. I'll go home. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group, and today we want to talk about the Lock and Shop program that we brought back to you guys in May. And it's important today because interest rates are on the rise. The Fed is determined that they are going to potentially raise interest rates at least 2 to 3 times this coming year. And within the dynamics of our industry, we have some quantitative easing that's going to be pulled back. So currently, the Treasury has conservatorship over Fannie Mae, and they are purchasing in the mortgage world, mortgage-backed securities at a certain rate, a pretty fast rate. And that purchase program has really helped to create a market for mortgage-backed securities over the last probably decade, and has been one of the big catalysts for driving interest rates down. And it's been announced that not only are they looking to raise interest rates, they're looking to pull back on the purchasing of mortgages, which means that it will be more driven, rates will be driven by the private sector. And inevitably, that means the rate of return that a private investor is going to want over the government right now is going to be substantially higher. In addition to the quantitative easing being restricted or being pulled back, we also have inflation. And so inflation now, decade over decade, we're seeing inflation move out of that transitory conversation and actually hit the kitchen table economics as far as gas, bread, butter. And with inflation comes higher interest rates, higher returns on everything across the financial industry. So between the inflationary environment, the quantitative easing environment, and then the rates in conjunction with the inflation, we're going to be in a different world altogether as far as rates this time next year. So why am I talking about the Shop and Lock program? It allows you to lock in as we see rates moving up dramatically month over month this coming year and even into 2023. You're going to have the ability for $500 to come into our office, complete an application, get pre-approved, and then lock your interest rate, even without finding a home yet. And you'll have 60 days, so 2 months to find a home. Once you find a home, you have 30 days to close on that home. So for $500, we're going to basically give you 90 days to secure that interest rate. We guarantee that we'll close it within 30 days if you can guarantee you can find the home within 60 days. Once we close, or during that closing process, we will give you a lender credit for the $500. We'll take that $500 off of your closing costs so that it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket to lock that interest rate, use that program. If you do not find anything outside of that period, then there's the $500 charge. Now, that being said, some people are going to say, well, in this market, you can't find a house in 60 days. You'll be surprised how many houses, what the inventory starts to look like here over the next 12 months. With rates going up, the purchasing power is going to go down, and you're going to see people that are sliding outside of those debt ratio parameters or just not qualifying within a higher rate environment. And so there are going to be fewer buyers, and that's going to allow you more time to look at the inventory that's out there. So the positive of the higher rate environment and all the things we're talking about, as well as the Shop and Lock program, does benefit the folks out there that have been out of the market and unable to find anything or put cash down to be that cash buyer. So we're excited to see the opportunities will be growing for that sector of the consumer market here in 2022. So Shop and Lock program is fantastic for you guys. Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there. and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Wow. I was just getting ready to say something funny, and then I saw this from Southeast Wyoming Racing Club, the place that holds the Cheyenne Shootout.
Mm-hmm.
We must announce that as of June 2022, we will no longer have the RC track located on Converse Ave in Cheyenne. It's city land, and the city's taking it over to use it for something for city something.
Are they going to give him somewhere else to go?
Doesn't look like it.
Man.
What does that mean for the track? Well, we are working with the city and county officials to try and find a piece of land suitable for a new location. While we have a few options, from the biggest hurdles we face is the money. As always, it's the money to get everything set back up, water, electrical, driver stand, pit lane, blah, blah, blah. They're still hoping to have the Cheyenne Shootout, looks like, so that's good. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, because I was actually planning on going again this year. You know, last year I took vacation that week with full intention of going to that race with Emerson, and then Emerson did that motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
So...
Man, I completely sympathize with that. We used to run into that kind of stuff in Lincoln all the time, running the Lincoln Club run track on city property.
Yeah.
And, you know, those guys, it's always been talked about that they're going to move the track because the city wants that land to put a parking garage on or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they are going to give them somewhere else to go. They're going to take it away without giving them somewhere else to go. What that entails for them to have to fund, you know, I don't know if they have to pay to, you know, pave a new strip of asphalt or what. But
well, I mean, I remember Hobbytown footing the bill for the Lincoln track to get water. That was a big deal. I mean, that was a big deal. That took a lot of convincing to get Hobbytown corporate home office to do that.
Right. So it's like, yeah, they're giving a new place to put a track, but are they going to help, you know, pay for the stuff that they're destroying to kick them out of there?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sucks. Or it'd be nice if they reimbursed Hobbytown for that stuff, and then Hobbytown could reinvest it. Like, hey, we paid for all this.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I missed it earlier. I totally blanked. Nick Nuthouse gave us a $20 super chat, and he put,
really?
Because... why the hell not? That's all it was. So it wasn't even a question. So
Margie put me up for $10.
Yep. And then we just got one from Renault. He broke PETA. He broke his B74.1 battery post. All force is on only one. Should he use the original 2-screw strap?
Tape it in. That's what I do.
Yeah. You don't necessarily
I
need
tape
a
the battery
strap,
in.
right?
No, I tape my battery in. I just use like two strips of this stuff on each end of the battery, and then just tape that bad boy in. That's what I do. Clean it with like some alcohol or something first.
Yeah.
And just leave it in the car.
You want to see what I got?
Why?
I got an Ahsoka bobblehead toy.
Oh,
it's a McDonald's toy. I found it at I went to a game store today here in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
I was checking out our competition just to see what they do, and this particular place has an enormous collection of toys, like nostalgia, used and new toys. Peter, you would be amazed by the collection that they have for sale. Like.
There's that place down the street from my house called Toys from the Past.
Yes, I've been wanting to go there just to check it out. But but these guys, holy crap, there's so much. I mean, if I had money, I would have bought a lot of I could have bought a lot of stuff today. But
yeah,
you know, just couldn't do it. I this was $3, so I bought this, and then I bought my sister a Star Wars thing, Star Trek thing for $10. But I could have bought a lot more stuff. They have
you and Margie should come down for like a late lunch when I get off work.
Yeah.
And we should go over there. That'd be cool.
This place had It's a Hasbro Tech or something like that. It's a special Hasbro toy. It's a Razor Crest, Mandalorian Razor Crest that's like 5 feet long. It's a huge toy. $950 to buy it.
Ooh. They have like the full, like at that Toys from the Past place, they have full on like G.I. Joe, like the huge. I never played with any of that stuff, so I have no idea what it is. They have like I'll send you pictures of it. I took pictures the last time I was in there.
Yeah.
They have like a whole, like, not life size, but I think it might be half scale. What is it, like the walker things in Star Wars?
Yeah, the AT-AT
What are
or ATST.
what? Yeah, like the big walkie things.
Mhm.
They have one of those in there.
Yeah, dude, this place that I went to today had a completely intact Kenner Y-wing. They wanted $250 for it, which that'd be pretty awesome to have, but not for $250.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a garage sale find.
Yeah, I've spent more on stupider things.
I know, me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the chat. Hey, did you know that this is episode 99? By the way,
Ooh,
next
cool.
next one is 100. We should do a giveaway of some sort.
Yeah, we should give something away.
I was thinking of a car. Let's go big.
Mm-hmm.
I'll figure out what I have. I might pull something from my personal collection for that.
I don't know. Maybe I got a body. Maybe kind of neat. Don't you think? Think anybody wants one of my bodies?
I have a buttload of bodies. Maybe we could do that. I could do that too. I was thinking a car though too.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do 3 things.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out.
I have an e-buggy body I could part with.
I'll think about it and
couple
I'll
bodies,
announce it. I'll announce it midweek.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Steve RC said good number 99. Peter Renault says congratulations and thanks, Will Brinton. That was from Peter. Here's a good question. Jason Haley, will there be any control tires for the 2 big races at the Plex? That would be a no.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, J Concepts made it a point to point out that they're not going to do any sort of controlled tire for you, even their carpet racing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that would be a negative for all that. So nope. No, there's not. I've found that unless it's the Nats where it's required for the stock classes, control tires almost turn off people, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to do it for everybody, and you have to limit the sets, and it just becomes a policing nightmare.
Here's something I do want, though. I do want to hire a tech guy, a legit tech guy this year for both of our races, for the Pro Tech and for the INS.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The problem is finding somebody, because everybody says, oh, we should have tech, blah, 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 but you can never find somebody to actually want to go out of their way to do that.
Yeah, you should see if you could hire like
Bob or
somebody that does tech.
Yeah, like Bob. I was going to email Ingersoll, see if he'd be up to it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his health situation is right now, but I mean, he's always a go-to guy.
You get like somebody like Paul Mew or something too. That'd be cool.
Jason says, yeah, Alex drops his radio. I've never thrown my radio. I know better than that. If I'm going to throw something, it's going to be a car, because you can replace parts on a car. Can't really replace a radio. Will made some big impressions with his lipo this last weekend. Was that your lipo?
Who said that?
Jason? Haley?
Oh yeah, I let Dustin Hosick borrow a shorty lipo pack for his e-buggy.
Oh,
like the brick battery or whatever. This is like the same as 2 saddle packs or two shorty packs.
Yeah.
I let him borrow that because he was like struggling. I was like, dude, just put this in your car. It's like 200 grams lighter. He'll drive better. He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I don't want to buy anything. It's like, dude, just use it. Like, just use it and give it back to me, whatever. And so I let him use it, and he's like, do you want to sell that battery? Like after his race, because he was like so close.
He went fast. He outqualified you.
Yeah, well, I broke, but anyway, no, he did really good. and he was like, "Holy cow!" Like he jumped up like 3 mains or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "There you go, dude." Like he's like, "Do you want to sell it?" It's like, I can't sell it. So, well, you borrow it. So I let him borrow it for the rest of the day. So
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Steve RC says, I see A main as a clear body for an RB10. Are you getting some for the store? Can you order me one at least? I actually have a whole bunch on order, both from A main and from Horizon. So, What were you going to say? I cut you off.
No, but so hopefully he buys a Reedy Shorty pack.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that'd be cool.
There you go. How cat did it go yesterday? And it was DST weekend 2. I don't know what that is. Colton did beat his dad. Colton Hale.
Oh yeah,
beat Cameron Hale when Logan told him to. He was on the. He was watching the live stream.
Nice.
Let's see. We skipped past that. There's some of the spam again. I got rid of all that, though. Jason says, we need to coin a word for a group of RC cars. Gaggle is a fun word to say. It's just not proper, which is true. A gaggle is a bunch of news reporters at a press event. I'm sure the two of you can come up with something.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I like saying gaggle. It's a fun word to say, but it's just true. It's not really a bunch of cars is not really a gaggle. A gaggle is.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll think.
I'll think of something nice. I'll think of something good.
Demonic Wolf 69, which I think is Chris Nelson, one of our Patreon members, says Gas Truck 2 for the Summer Series. No. We already have too many classes, and Summer Series is electric. So, Truck Series. That's what the Truck Series is for.
Yeah.
Mod Truck. I got Mod Truck for the Truck Series.
Yeah.
And I'm buying a new Slash here pretty soon. Stock Slash. Everybody should have a stock Slash. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm building a truck, but I don't know if I should just build two. Build a mod truck and a
change
stock
the motor
truck.
out.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah.
But the setups will be different.
Just have one for INS and then have one for us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Peter Renault says a crash of RC cars. And then Jason Haley says, how does he know this? I forgot that Jason's got a doctorate. Crash is a group of rhinos. I had no idea.
That's funny.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
Caleb Sweet says, how about an assembly of RC cars?
Yeah. Maybe. I want to make a new word.
Caleb Sweet says, I want to race two-wheel drive buggy with a Bandit. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Bandits are not very good for racing.
Yeah.
Imagine a Bandit winning over a B63. That would be cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool, but unless you're Ryan Mayfield, I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, I don't even know if that happened.
I don't even know if. Yeah, I'm not even sure about that. What time?
Maybe
go for it.
Depending on who he is racing, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, go ahead.
What time does Tiny Tuesday start? It starts at officially 6, but we've had people there earlier, so if we get enough, then we start a little bit earlier. But officially, the crawling is supposed to start around 6, and the racing starts at 7. So. I actually got to go put that course back now that this is over. I think I'm going to leave that course up for the Summer Series. We never have the pitting problem that we do for the Summer Series like we do for the Winter Series.
Right.
You know? I think everybody just packs it in a little tighter for the Summer Series.
Well, you aren't bringing like 3 bags of stuff to race 2 cars and, you know.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
That's true. Is Tiny Tuesday back tomorrow? It is. We are back to regular schedule. Shasau says that one day event is better, for sure. I agree. Not ever going to make it a weekend thing. It'd be too much money to spend once a month. Unless you want to. That's the thing. Like, people can come Friday and spend the night, and race Saturday, and if they want to stay till Sunday, that's up to them, I guess. Does anyone use a tire gluing jig?
Just my hands, baby.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I could kind of see how the 8 scale ones are kind of cool, but for 10 scale, I'm so.
I think that if I did more tires, I would want one.
I'm so practiced in the method of gluing tires for 10 scale cars. I don't really worry about a jig or anything.
Yeah, I think I could probably just glue 8 scale tires quicker without one.
Yeah,
personally, but I don't know. I've never used one, but I am pretty quick. The old-fashioned way.
I did have a tire come off. Did you know that?
When?
My e-buggy in the main.
Oh, really?
My front right tire was starting to come off.
Did you use that one glue that I tell you not to use?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, really? Huh,
yeah.
Weird.
How many guys run mini truggies as second class just to pass the time during the long race days? I don't know if it's just to pass the time. I think if you got a few that run it as a third class just for something else to do. But a lot of the guys that run mini truggy are pretty focused on it. They like it. Shasau says he only runs e-buggy to fill some time.
Yeah.
I think that's more common. I think if you're running, if you're only going to show up with one nitro car, oof.
Yeah.
I like Matt Mosier. Like, poor Matt Mosier was there running Sportsman e-buggy, and that was his only class Saturday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, oof, I would be bored out of my mind waiting for my heat to come around.
Yeah.
What about a novice class just to split things up? Here's the thing about the Techno Series and a novice class. The Techno Series, unfortunately, we already go so late. We already have sportsmen. So as much as I would like to see some sort of novice class, it's been the wrong environment, I think, for a novice class. Because inevitably, novice racers tend to take a little bit more time. Like Friday nights, right? Like, you would like to get through, if we have 4 heats of novice or Plex Spec, you would love to get through those 4 heats of Plex Spec in about, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And that never happens.
Well,
it's more like 50.
The other thing, too, is like, with those big, heavy cars, you're going to have a lot of new people getting discouraged, getting run into by faster, bigger, heavy cars, and breaking their stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have the guys that are going fast, running into them, getting frustrated, too. And it just isn't a good environment. It isn't a learning environment. Like, that's the way I look at Friday night, Family Friday off-roads. It's a learning environment of how racing is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you learn, marshaled in, etiquette,
being on time.
All the basics. And then when you graduate, you're ready to go to race anywhere, right? So that environment, it's like we have like pretty much a regional Nats or something like every month, and you wouldn't go to Aurora Nationals and race a beginner class. That's why they don't have a beginner class,
right?
So
that could be a 5th class at the Misfit Series.
Yeah,
Nitro Plex Spec.
Yeah, I figured it would, something like that would be.
I never even thought about that. That would actually make more sense.
Yeah. Huh. Nitro Spec?
Yeah, Nitro Spec. That's a good name. Did Will get the super chat from Saturday? Shh. Come on.
What super chat? There's a super chat on Saturday for
There's
me?
a big super chat. Big super chat for you. I think Nuthouse gave it to you.
What?
Yeah.
What was it?
It's $20.
Really?
Yeah, it's on your tally for next month when I get my the YouTube money.
Why'd you put me down for $20?
Here's another one. Did Will get the Pogs? Dude, Steve is just turning everybody in.
I didn't get the Pogs. No Pogs. I'm Pogless. Some people know what that means. But yeah, I don't have any Pogs.
Peter Renault says that he just threw out a box of those bobbleheads that came with a bunch of old Star Wars books and records. I just paid $3 for mine, so.
Yeah, you would have been tens of dollars ahead if you just sold them down.
Yeah. That might be it. Let me see. Oh, wait, here we go. Steve said you were talking about how late it was Saturday. We also lost an hour of sleep. Yes, I realized that. You know how I realized that? Because when I got in my truck, I'm one of those people that never changes their clocks in their car.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an hour behind. And then I got in my car and I went, oh, shit, it's actually 3:15 right now.
Yeah, my clock's right.
My clock's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. I never change it.
Yeah.
And like Andy or Scott will be in my truck or my car and they're like, why don't you change this? They just like start screwing with the radio to change the time because they think it's an hour one way or the other.
Yeah.
I just never change it.
Tom Smith says, how about a buttload? A buttload of cars.
Yeah.
Did you know that Ari Shafir defined a buttload as how much poop you can poop into a plastic bag? Also, this is another episode where we almost went the entire time without mentioning poop. God, we're so childish.
Some people's kids, I tell you.
Douglas Hodge is on here. What's up from Michigan? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Jason Haley says, my favorite is a group of giraffes. It's a tower of giraffes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. That's amazing. How about a skid? What about a skid of racers? That's interesting.
Like a pallet?
Oh, a pallet of racers. That's even better. Interesting. That's it. It's 8:10. I actually need to go because I got to go pick up Emerson from the store.
Okay.
Luckily, I have my store keys on me this time. The last 3 weeks, I haven't had my store keys, so I had to go home and then come back and get them so I could lock the doors. So, okay, well, that wraps up yet another series. Boy, like I said, it's about I get like a 4 weeks of kind of just chilling and not really worrying about anything, and then it's the Pro Tech race.
Mm-hmm.
Where the pressure's on again. So
here's
another one. How about a barrel? A barrel of racers?
Ooh.
Or a swarm? A swarm of RC cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Is there another word for a swarm of bees? Like, I'm sure Jason Haley knows.
Yeah, I'm sure Jason Haley knows this one too.
Yeah. For Nitro, it would kind of work.
Yeah,
like bees and like they sound like bees. I don't know.
All right. Well, once again, thanks to Pivot Lending Group for sponsoring this show. That's how we can come to you weekly. So if you're in the market for a new home or you want to refinance, pretty good time still to, believe it or not, to cash out some equity. That's what my wife and I did last year.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, cash me outside.
Yeah. Make sure that you mention our show, get a hold of Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad, get a $500 lender credit or 0.125 off of your interest rate when you get a home loan or refinance. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. That's all I got.
Yeah, me too. I didn't really have a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll see you next week. Episode 100. We'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get a thing.
Yeah, we'll get a thing. We'll figure it out. So
okay.
All right.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for being you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?